Look at the Amber Heard Johnny Depp trial. Is that common where a female will, when she's guilty of violence, or she'll even threaten false accusations, or where she'll follow through with them?
Yes, both very, very common and probably growing. They are devastating to the men that it happens to. There's a lot of buy-in that's quick when a woman renders a false accusation. I think we're in a slightly improved place. Again, the Johnny Depp thing, Amber Heard took things so far and was so exposed for her lies in the end that it killed the Me Too movement. The Me Too movement did not start out. The founder's intention was not believe all women, but it got hijacked, and that's what it became. And so we went through that long phase, and we're not out of it by any stretch. It is, and the cracks are forming. But the idea that we believe all women and we disbelieve all men was a setup for false accusations being a fast road for any malicious woman to get what she wants. And it's been a fast road to get men kicked out of their house, get them to not have time with their children, go through really like what I would actually call brutal domestic violence training classes that are geared around you're a man, so you're bad, and having to present like you are remorseful for this DV that you never did. And if you won't say I'm a bad man and I did this bad thing, you never get out of the loop of having to take the DV class and get to see your kids. I'm sure that there's good DV classes out there. I'm hopeful that there's good DV classes out there, but there's also a lot of really bad ones that are shaming men who don't deserve it. And shaming men is not going to be how you get them to change, even if they do deserve the label of being a domestic. As one man called it, domestic violencer.
I received a message over the weekend from a gentleman, and he said that his future ex-wife, they're going through the divorce process, and said that his future ex-wife is threatening to say that, he had been violent with her, that he had committed domestic violence. And she was threatening him, and so it would help her with custody. And he said, I've never laid a hand on her, never once, not so much as even held her up against the wall. And he said, but who are they going to believe? They're going to believe her. What do I do? And I asked him if he had an attorney, and said that would be, I thought that would be the best step. But I also told him that you and I were speaking in a few days and that our episode would be out soon. And so maybe you can kind of provide advice for somebody in that situation.
It is brutal. It's brutal because the false accusations get taken too seriously. It's brutal because they're getting you right at your values. Good men don't want to be in that category of being hurting women. It goes against their core. And to be accused of that falsely is hurting you to your core. And then there's all those repercussions of potentially not getting to see your kids. And that leads to more and more devastation.
And Ann, let me interrupt you for a minute. One of the things he had said that I can't believe I left this out, he said, and she's regularly violent with me every time she doesn't get her way.
Right.
And he said, I've had scratches on my face. I've been hit. I've been bruised. She's, I can't remember what he said. She chased with what do you guys use for curling your hair?
Curling iron.
With like a curling iron.
Oh.
I don't think that's what he called it, but anyway, that she's chased him with that and tried to hit him with that. Yeah. And he said, which is horrible.
It's horrible. It's horrible. And the same person then that abused him is going to take this other form of abuse. So this is called not legislative, legal. I call it legal abuse in the book. I've seen more recently the title administrative abuse. So it's extending the arm of the abuser by engaging the justice system in that further abuse. And it works way too often.
It's a lot harder for a man to prove than a female.
Very much so, because the cultural leaning is women tell the truth, men lie. Also, the cultural leaning is kids need their mom and they don't need their dad so much, which is wrong.
Yeah.
And statistics say it's wrong. And
Hey, thanks for watching. And if you like the video, hit that thumbs up button. And if you'd like to see similar videos, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Thanks again.